gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Streaming here on YouTube Live, and of course, we're always here on Roku TV via Pod Nation TV. Of course, you might have just seen a second ago, like for some reason it clicked out and clicked back on. For some reason, my Zoom clicked off and clicked right back on. I'm not sure if anybody at home noticed that, but of course, I'm starting a little bit early. Of course, last week, this week, of course, the last 2 weeks, you've seen the graphics for Socrates, who passed away, and on right now the AVNs are happening. The AVN convention, the AVN Awards happened this weekend, and the whole thing is we had the passing of the legendary Jesse Jane. Jesse Jane passed a couple of days ago. So with the passing of Jesse Jane, we wanted to start early because we weren't besties with Jesse Jane, like we didn't, hang out with Jesse Jane. However, when we did our TV show Happy Hour TV, Jesse Jane was the first big guest we interviewed. We interviewed her 4 times. We got to know her pretty well. From all the times we've met her at Larry Flint's Hustler Club. Jesse Jane was, when you do an industry like this, and Jeff, we were talking a little bit before we started,
Yep.
is that when you do something like this, you get a lot of no's. You get, that just happens. And us starting off when we did Happy Hour TV, we were literally nobodies. We literally sent out an email of, hey, this is like the Man Show and Wayne's World Mix, blah, 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 this, that, another. Can we interview, blah, blah, blah. And people were like, this sounds stupid. We don't know who you are, blah, 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 this, that, another. Jesse Jane, however, she was the first one. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, let's have some fun. And, kind of the way that we do this show was kind of molded me on how comfortable I kind of feel being the way that I am in front of people, because Jesse kind of shared that kind of personality. So it was the kind of thing that we learned after our first interview, that with her, we could throw anything her way. And, she would just, have it back. So our first interview happened. That was great. And then our second interview was probably the best we did with Jesse. And that's when we went there. She kicked Socrates in the balls. She kicked our friend Matt in the balls. And I remember my friend Matt said that he wanted to show Jesse Jane his dick because he had a huge dick. And I was like, all right. And so what I did is I told her before we went there, and he didn't know, hey, he wants to show you his dick. But also she did this thing called, I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but she used to do something called dirty talk, where she would talk dirty really
Yes.
fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, so here's what I want to do. I was like, I want Matt, I'm going to tell Matt he's going to conduct the interview. And about 30 seconds in, you just go into this dirty talk and tell him about seeing his dick and all that stuff. She's like, got it. Got it. That's all she said was got it. And so we started doing it, and she did that. And like the photo is on the graphic that we ran, and his face turned like all colors of purple and all that. And he couldn't finish the interview. And so, me and of course my old host Dan for Happy Hour TV, we finished the interview, and Socrates ended up showing her his dick instead of Maddie Paul. And then, of course, she kicked like Socrates showed her dick, and she saw it, and she's like, "I can't wait to kick that," like that thing. So that was fun, and that element. And then of course, he got on stage and she did the boxing thing, and we called Matty Paul. We used to call him Seabiscuit, and we're like, you went from being Seabiscuit to stage fright. So that's the whole thing. And then every time she came to town, we interviewed her 4 times. We got to talk with her before, during, and after the recording stuff at Hustler Club, and she was always super cool, super bubbly personality. So I credit Jesse a lot to the success of Happy Hour TV, but also part of this podcast, because she was the one who really went out of her way to just Happy Hour in general. Like, I tried for years, the 4 years that we've been doing this, to get her on the show. She became extremely hard to get a hold of. When she kind of got out of the industry, I know she's had some issues. I wanted to get her on the show so I could tell her, hey, that first interview we did with you, you posted that on your website and it got over 75,000 views.
Wow.
Like, for a brand new show, or whatever, and I told you before we started, our first 2 guests were Cinder Road, which you would have to know music to know Cinder Road. They were a local band here in Baltimore that were a flash in the pan and gone. And then Jesse Jane, like, you go from Cinder Road to Jesse show that's starting off. And I mean, that's the thing that's kind of, that helped build my confidence with this show a little bit. And people have always asked us, how do you get the guests that you get? And I attribute it to shout out to Stunning Summer. She's a part of our 1 year anniversary episode, which is airing right here on Roku and Fire TV on Pod Nation TV. She said that we don't impose like a threatening presence. Like, we don't have a second agenda. Like we come, we do our interview. That's what we are there for. That's what we do. That's it. We don't have any kind of, backhand motives or anything like that. So I think part of it's that, but also part of it is that I got the confidence of, okay, this is how I know how to handle myself with people in the adult industry. And like, you kind of see it a little bit when we have people who aren't in the adult industry, when we do the things that we do, they're kind of like, but every time it's hitting home runs when we do it here. And part of that is contributed to that, the confidence of doing that. So yeah, but she was a big help. I remember her saying, "Hey, I'm going to throw this on my website." And I was like, "You sure?" And literally JessieJane.com, video of her taking a dick, our video of her taking a dick, so on and so forth. And I mean, and that's the kind of thing that's why I am the way I am. I like to plug people. I like to promote people. And that's how it is. Like, it should be that way. You should want to plug people. You should want to promote people.
Sure.
This, that, and another. So huge loss, huge loss. Of course, the AVNs, I believe, are Sunday. I've gotten so sidetracked. I haven't been able to promote. I've been sharing the link and all that stuff, but between work, eBay, we lost Socrates, and I heard the news of Jessie Jane, and I've just been generally busy. I'm just like, what, if people vote, they vote, but I don't have time to sit here and just keep on banging it out, plus bang out our regular content and, bang out, everything else. Plus, we've had 3 episodes this week. 3 episodes. We had Dial is Dopey on Sunday. We had Natasha Nogan on Tuesday. And now we're doing this episode on Friday. Of course, Vividly Vixen will be our 3rd wheel tonight. She should be coming in momentarily. And also Brianna Coppage. She's, that teacher. She's the teacher that, everybody found out had an OnlyFans, and she lost her job. And man, I got like a lot of questions for her.
Hot for teacher, bro.
Pop in for a second. I guess she was probably getting ready. So actually, there she is right there, popping into the room now.
Awesome. Had to take down your AVN billboard there, bro. So I got to say happy birthday to Jewel. It's Jewel's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jewel. Shout out, baby. So vote for the AVNs or fucking Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah. Vote for the AVNs. I mean, as I said, I can't imagine what it's like at the AVNs, especially hearing the loss of Jessie Jane. Right. AVNs are starting. You lose that big of a porn legend heading right into that convention and right into those awards. Right. I can't even imagine. I know she was close to a lot of people. And there's Brianna right there. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. We're here on YouTube Live. We started slightly early because I wanted to address the passing of Jessie Jane. Of course, she was very vital with the old TV show that I used to do back in Happy Hour TV. She helped boost us a lot with that. We had her on. We were just starting off with the TV show. She posted her stuff on the website, blew up huge. So, we got to spend a lot of cool times with Jessie Jane. So we wanted to address that first before having you come in and, getting into our regular stuff. But of course, Brianna, you are that teacher. Call yourself that. So I guess of course you have your OnlyFans and you were, what grades did you teach as a teacher?
Mainly freshmen.
Okay, man. Okay,
oh my God.
School teacher. Oh dear Lord. Like, imagine that, like, you're a freshman and you walk in and Brianna is your teacher. Like, I mean, I think almost everybody that's ever been in school has had that situation where they've had a crush on a teacher. Like, I'm sure Jeff has. Like,
yes, like right now.
Yeah, like that, the whole song "Hot for Teacher." Like, if anybody's ever heard the whole song "Hot for Teacher," and of course, the teacher that I had a crush on, her name was Miss Slaughter, and I remember we used to make comments like, "We would slaughter that ass," like, like in school and all that. So, I guess you're doing the OnlyFans thing. So, how long did you do your OnlyFans before everybody caught on and saw that? That and knew what was going on.
Yeah, so I started it in May and then got found out at the end of September. So not very long.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of like a long window. It's not like it was May and then June, boom.
They gave her the summer off.
Yeah, that's true.
So how was it discovered? Like, did you find like was it some like dickhead Poindexter teacher that like discovered it, or was it like some other teacher that like had the hots for you and he discovered it and he's like, "You know what? If she doesn't want me, fine. I'm telling the world about this." And it probably it most likely helped you more because now people are going to your OnlyFans. They're like, "Oh, okay, blah blah blah, this, that, and another."
So there's a lot of I don't know for sure who found it. I do know that so my husband and I did a couple videos with a couple in St. Louis who have a pretty big following in
Okay.
Missouri. So that I know we've been told like some people saw those videos in my hometown and adults were sending it around. They found my Twitter, they saw us in those videos, and then someone reported it to the school. So there's
Yeah.
been like speculation that, oh, I bet her students, it was never my students. My students never knew until adults started posting it. So
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's crazy how something like that happens. And you, I could be wrong, but when you were still a teacher, didn't you go under a different name on
yes.
your Twitter? Because I remember, I think when we first followed you, you still had that other name, and then I
Yeah.
think you changed it to your
Yeah.
regular name. And of course, Vividly Vixen is here. She's our third wheel tonight. How you doing, Viv?
Hi, good. How are you? Long
So
time no see.
yeah. And so Brianna, so I guess like was it ever one of those kinds of things like throughout that so the students didn't know. So you never had any of that situation where a parent came in that might have been subscribed to your OnlyFans that's just kind of sitting there at the
No.
desk like this. Like,
Parent teacher conference. I gotta go, honey. I gotta go.
It's all right. I will go to the parent teacher conference myself.
I will leave work early.
The crazy thing is, I was at parent teacher conferences the night before I was put on leave. So the most frustrating thing to me is like they, were investigating me before they put me on leave. So they already had all this information in these reports. But I was with kids, all day. Actually, the day they put me on leave, they waited until 3 o'clock to do it. So I was with kids all day long. And I'm like, okay, so I was fine 10 minutes ago, but
Yeah.
I'm not fine now. And then I was at parent teacher conferences the night before. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's insane. That's insane. And so I guess with your OnlyFans content, do you do any teacher like do you have like the whole chalkboard with like the ruler and like do you do any of that kind of stuff
I
where
don't. Just because I always kept that separate. I never like I don't know. That was just separate. It was my separate life. And so I have like some teacher role play videos that I've made now. But like I was never trying to really capitalize on the teacher thing just because I was even more afraid of, that would really put a spotlight on me.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And Brianna, what we're going to do, of course, you were a teacher. So, you were helping freshmen. What did you teach actually?
English.
English. Okay. Okay. English. That is something that I did not do well in. That is something I did not do well in. I was more of a history person. But what I'm going to do is I came across these two videos from 1983. That's probably before, I know it's before my time, Brianna, it might be before your time.
Not
Vic,
before mine.
for your time. It's definitely not before Jeff's time.
No. Thank you.
But it's from 1983 and they're training videos instructing people about the chicken nugget. So, Brianna, I'm going to show that to you. And since you're a teacher, because at some point he has the chalkboard and he's pointing at the thing, we're going to watch these videos, and then I'm going to get your interpretation on how you would teach this freshman. So let's go ahead.
I'm very excited.
And Brianna, this is the whole thing. Our show isn't the basic question answer show. We do so many different random gimmicks. It's insane. So, so let me just go ahead and get this rolling. So here it is. Here's the first one.
Take Bobby, for example. a regular McNugget now. But one dip in that barbecue sauce, and...
I take on some tang. Yahoo!
The creepy little cloth hand is pretty
Good now,
Then it's just a regular.
Yeah, great idea. Barbecue sauce.
And we got the sauces that'll take you on a trip from the Wild West to the Far East. Mikado?
Thank you, McNuggets. Sweet and sour sauce. Now here to please McDonald's friends. There's that hand again.
It's called
Wow.
Hey, fantastic.
Sweet and sour sauce.
It's the
Oh,
name's called
wow.
Barbecue sauce? Sweet and sour sauce? What else you got, McNugget?
Well, I got a sauce here that can turn old Sam into a samurai.
Huh?
Hot mustard sauce.
Fantastic. Hot mustard. What a great idea.
I love it.
Barbecue sauce? Sweet and sour? Hot mustard? Gee!
You said you had another one, McNugget?
That's right. Honey?
I was just a plain Jane. Until I took my first dip in a souffle cup filled with honey.
This commercial would so not fly these days.
It's not a commercial. It's a legitimate training video from
Oh,
McDonald's.
shit, even worse.
Now where's a puppet?
Oh, yeah. Honey, that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Amazing, McNugget.
yeah.
Simply amazing.
Very impressive, McNugget.
4 sauces from all over the world. Barbecue, sweet and sour, hot mustard, and honey. Chicken McNuggets. Far out.
I think we got a winner here.
Funny.
So that's the first, and of course that's 1983. So and like imagine this. So imagine you go for your first job. You know, you taught freshmen, so I'm sure you probably had kids that were working at fast food places, and their attention spans are zero, like literally zero. Imagine going to McDonald's and seeing that video, not only in 1983, but seeing it now. And like you sit there and you look at it now, you're like, this is so not great. Like if you were to explain that to today's kids, how would you?
I don't know. I was so lost. Like I didn't really know what was going on. So I'm like,
Imagine that. That's a training video. That is actually a part of McDonald's training video for Nuggets. So let's watch the second one and see if we can grasp a little bit more of what may be going on with the Nuggets. And this is the guy with the chalkboard. So
Today's topic. Preparing chicken McNuggets. Any questions?
Coach?
No talking.
A
First
lot of
subject,
questions.
Handling. Please handle us with care. We come to your store frozen, and if you throw us around in our cases, we could break into pieces and or lose our precious breading. And that would force me to get tough. Next subject, delivery checkout.
Crew people check exterior damage to the cases before the cases are stored. Management checks inside the cases for correct temperature and weight, for excessive breakage of the pieces, for breading loss, frost, and for pieces that are stuck together, which indicates we have been thawed and refrozen.
This is absolutely horrible.
Next, storage.
I had already quit.
Chicken McNugget types
Yeah.
belong in the walk-in freezer with the fillet pork.
So
Oh my God.
Where do you find this shit?
I came across, somebody shared that on Twitter, and I was like, I can't be the only one that knows about this. Like I need to share this to other people. Imagine watching this. Like, and apparently this was a part of a 33-minute training video. You can't even make it through fucking 30 seconds of the Nuggets. So Brianna, here's what you should do. You should find the whole video, somehow power yourself through that video.
That's a horrible idea.
Redo it on your own, but like a better version.
Or make your own version.
Yeah. And with that, have you ever been on like a drunken fiasco? What's the most amount? And this is a question for the room. What's the most amount of McNuggets you've ever ordered in a single sitting at McDonald's?
0. I'm so disappointed.
I mean,
said 0.
like nuggets are good. I mean, I would say like 6. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of
We-
those.
6.
Not like that. I don't know.
We once got 70 chicken nuggets on a drunken night. And we
60.
got 70 and we went home. We ate maybe 4 of them and then we passed out. Found
My
them.
junk food is like Taco Bell.
Yes. Oh, yes. Taco Bell is I used to put down a grande meal. If anybody remembers the grande meals, I would put down one of those myself. And Brianna, with your OnlyFans, so I guess what kind of, you're still new with the OnlyFans and still new with doing everything. What are some of the requests you've gotten? I'm always intrigued by the requests and some of the things people comment.
Except Viv's, because God.
So one that I've been seeing a lot lately, and this is like super inappropriate and taboo. They keep asking me if I'm going to film with like one of my former students that are of age now. I've been getting that a lot. But yeah. No. Then I was asked, what about a parent? I would definitely film with a former parent. Like I would definitely do that.
Did I mention my kid was in your class? Just realize it right now.
So I guess, like, how would you do that? Like, let's say you were like, okay, I'm going to fulfill this request. Let's say someone puts down a set amount of money. They're like, we want you to do a scene with a former parent. How do you go about finding one of the parents? Like, do you find like the old school like mailing list, and then you like just sit there and send out messages like, "Hi, this is Brianna. I used to be your kid's teacher. Can we fuck?" Like,
I don't even know how I would do it. There was some male parents who reached out to me on Facebook, like in the very beginning. So maybe I could message them and ask.
You got a head of the single dads.
Yeah.
Yeah, the student thing is a little that is weird. And I'm not one to kink shame. This show, we've heard a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Especially coming off the fact that you were like actually a teacher, and I don't know. That's a slippery slope. Very slippery slope.
The dad thing's not bad though.
I would do the dad thing for sure.
Junior needs to earn an A. Dad goes in and gives it his all. And then dad lasts like 3 seconds and you F them. Or mom and dad.
Yeah,
mom and dad.
Yeah.
We got a whole thing building here. I don't know if you knew that.
Uncle.
Neighbors.
So of course you have been nominated, and of course you've been doing this a short period of time. You've been nominated for AVN. Of course, congratulations on that for the fan awards. We've been waiting for you ourselves. Also, we have been nominated 2nd year in a row for Best Adult Podcast. How was it doing that? It was that was I believe that was your first nomination for that. How was like the promoting for that, or like, because we've been doing it, but we've had so much going on the last week. I haven't been able to actively just reshare all of that to try to get people to vote and all that crap.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been doing that like a whole lot. If people wanted to vote for me and stuff like that, that's great. I haven't been like, constantly promoting and stuff like that. It's just, cool to be nominated and like see my name up there with a bunch of like big names. So that was super awesome.
Yeah, being nominated sometimes is almost as good as winning.
Yeah, for sure.
With you being a teacher, now, out of all the kids you taught, was there ever that one kid where you went home and you were like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. I hate this kid so bad. And you don't have to say their names. We'll protect, the innocent in that. But
you can send us the name.
Why did you hate them? Like, what did they do and why did you hate them?
Oh, man. I mean, there was this one kid. He was just pretty, he was just pretty ridiculous. I've had him, this was my 2nd year in a row. So I had him twice.
Oh, shit.
And he was a sophomore in my freshman class because he actually got kicked out of school. I don't know if I can say it on here. But he called a Black student he called him a black monkey and got expelled.
I
And
would do it.
yes.
Yeah.
So then he comes back and then he's in my class again the next year. And he's just like distracting. I mean, he was a sophomore in a freshman class and way worse than any of the freshmen. So I don't know. I mean, he was just terrible. I had kids that would like one kid hopped into my classroom one day like wearing a bunny suit, like a full bunny like suit. This one girl, I had her at the end of class, I saw her holding a baby squirrel and I was like, where did you get that baby squirrel? Because she's holding it in the classroom and she said she had it in her sweatshirt like the entire time because she needed to feed it, to bring it to school because she needed to feed it. Like, I don't know, kids do weird things.
Man, my school year sucked compared to all this good stuff.
What about like, and of course, this is always an intriguing thing. Like, what were, of course, I know kids also have a problem with cell phones. Like, I've been seeing a lot of that on TikTok, like teachers almost pulling their hair out. And I heard there was a school recently that took the mirrors out of the bathrooms because they were going in there and they're recording TikToks all day long.
That's funny.
And like, how do you combat stuff like that? Like, was it always just a constant issue? Because when I was in school, like you had phones, but you could maybe play Snake or whatever. Like it was more of like a self-protection device because you could throw it at somebody's head and knock them off your phone because of how big it was. But how was it combating that?
Yeah, so the school that I was working for just recently put in a policy that like it's, you can only have it out during lunch and all of the teachers were supposed to follow it. If we didn't follow it, then like if we weren't, we were supposed to take the phone. If we saw a phone, we were immediately supposed to take it, report it, write them up, and then they got in trouble. So, they like really cracked down on it hardcore. I didn't really have an issue, but cell phones were never really a problem because I wasn't one of those like very strict teachers that I really cared. Like if you were getting your work done and turning it in, like I didn't sign up to be like a phone police. Like the same thing with like some schools don't allow you to wear hats. Like I'm not gonna like go up to you and take your hat off your head. Like that's not my job. That's not what I signed up for.
Get out of here.
No.
Well,
that wasn't me.
With phones, do you ever think like students were like snapping pictures of you and shit like that?
I never caught anyone. So
keyword.
Yeah, I don't know.
You sit there, you're like, what are you looking at on your photo? You look at it, 74 images of your ass. When they're just scrolling across. Like, all right, well, at least I found my student for the request.
Oh no.
I'll see you in a couple of years, my friend.
So, what we're going to do real quick, we're going to get into a drunken news article. This one is woman stabs boyfriend in the eye with a rabies needle for looking at other women. This happened in my.
Wait a minute, wait. Can we stop this story? My wife is upstairs. I'm on this show with two beautiful women. Yeah, can we stop this story right now?
This happened in Miami. A Miami woman was arrested Saturday after stabbing her boyfriend in the eye with a rabies needle because he was looking at other women. Sandra Jimenez, 44, faces aggravated battery charge. According to Miami police, Jimenez jumped on top of her boyfriend while he was on their couch and stabbed him in the right eyelid with a rabies needle that was intended for their dogs. The boyfriend called the police and was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital. Jimenez was later found sleeping in her car and taken into custody, telling the police her boyfriend's injuries were self-inflicted. She appeared in court earlier this week. A Miami-Dade County Circuit judge ordered her to stay away from her boyfriend and set her bond at $75,000. It says if you go to the victim's home without police, if you stay there, you will be arrested, the judge said. So, I
keep wondering, like, why does she have a rabies like needle on hand? Like, that's like, where my brain keeps going. Like, why?
Yeah.
You don't normally give shots to your own dogs for one.
Yeah, like, like, does your dog get like rabies every other week? Like, I don't know. Brianna, have you ever gotten so mad at a boyfriend, a husband, somebody in general, where you're just like, you know what? I'm driving to the goddamn pet clinic. I'm gonna grab a goddamn rabies needle and I'm jamming it into his eye. Like, I wonder, like, if she just jammed it or if she sprayed a little bit of it in there.
The second part of that said his eyelid. So like, was it just like she gave it to the dogs and then he was being a dick and then all of a sudden like flipped around and just like threw something at him, or like just went to go punch him and it was still in her hand or something, or like did she actually like plunger it into his eyeball?
Like, does your eyeball expand at that point? Like, do you see the fluid like under your eye? Like, how does
your eyeballs can actually explode? Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. It's a medical condition. They actually do they remove the eyeball when it gets too big like that. It's different conditions that do it.
I'm worried more about my ass exploding than my eyeball, because I would shit myself if I seen that coming at me. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Well, at least, so here's the thing. So was the dog neglect? Did the dog have rabies? I mean, because at this point, it's like, should you just have the dog bite him in his eye so his eye gets rabies? And then, you jam the needle in. Don't worry, honey, I got this. Jeez. But to tell the police that it's self-inflicted, like, I don't think, like, I hate needles as it is. I know that's counterproductive because I'm tattooed pretty much from my neck to my ankles, but like regular needles and all, I can't. So just imagining one going into my eye, yeah, I can't. And Brianna, I can't tell for the life of me what your tattoo is.
Oh,
right here.
Yeah. It's a symbol. It's called a unilome, like UNILOME. It has a meaning like going on a journey like through life, or I don't know. I got it when I was like, I think that was my second tattoo. I was like 18.
Okay.
So I've had it for a while. I'm considering getting it removed. I just haven't taken the time.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure, because I saw it, because of course when your breasts move, it kind of like, covers it up. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like close up. I'm like, what is
research?
Research. Is this?
You're gonna get stabbed in the eye with a rabies needle, my friend. You better be careful.
He was just trying to do his homework, okay, Josh? He was just trying to do his homework.
I'm homework teacher. We're doing good here.
I'm gonna get stabbed with a rabies needle because before I came down here, we're in Maryland. It's been really cold. We've been getting a lot of snow, and today it was randomly 65 degrees. And we got home, and it was kind of warm in my house. I was like, don't turn the fucking air on. Just don't do it. The condensate line needs to be cleared. Don't do it. So sure enough, I'm down in the basement. I feel the air conditioner running, and I look. The condensate line isn't dripping, and I'm like, motherfucker. So now I know there's water up in the drip pan. I was like, what did I say about the goddamn? So she was at like right before I came down here. I'm like, so she's probably up there now filling the needle with the stuff. And as soon as I walk out of the basement, she's probably just gonna stab me in the face.
In the eye. She's gonna stab you in the eye.
In the eye. I get a weird feeling my wife and your wife have secretly become Facebook friends, and they talk about shit they're gonna do to us after we get off the show.
My wife secretly hates me. Like, I think everyone hates their husband in some way. Like, that's just But so Brianna, what we're gonna do, we do a segment on here called Smash or Dash. So Smash or Dash, we're gonna show a series of photos on here, and you're gonna tell us whether or not you would smash or whether or not you would dash. Now, we have a theme every month, and we've had a lot of guests on lately, Viv included, who kind of have something for blood. And I'm like, wait, like, so it kind of intrigued me. So I'm like, okay, how can I incorporate this? So we created Smash or Dash, the Bloody Face edition. So we're going to show a couple of photos of people who are bleeding, and you tell me whether or not you would let said person mount you while they're a bloody mess.
Disgusting. Okay, I hate blood. So like,
these poor dudes are in trouble, and some of them are bad.
You're gonna have a great time. Let me get these ready, and I'll put. Vib's probably excited. She's probably like, "All right, let's go." Like, I need this in my life. So let me just go ahead and get these ready, and we will get this up here. And this is actually the conclusion of this. Next month will be a St. Valentine's Day Massacre Edition, which will be gangsters and men with wings. So that will be.
Ooh, that sounds sexy.
So, all right. So
I'm writing that down.
let's just go ahead. So we will start it off with the one, the only, the nature boy, Ric Flair. So of course, Ric Flair always gets into a heap of now Ric Flair. Now this may be disgusting. It's not Vince McMahon level disgusting. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about what's going on with Vince McMahon and the allegations against him currently with him shitting on an intern while him and another executive have their way. Like, yeah. But
I didn't hear that extent.
Yes.
I heard part of it. I didn't hear that part.
Yes, there's 63 pages worth of just this terror.
Oh, wow.
So, Brianna, what do you think for the nature boy Ric Flair and all of his?
I'm gonna have to pass. I don't like blondes really.
Oh wow.
What about you, Viv?
Yeah, I'll have to do a pass on him too.
You're gonna pass on nature? All right.
Yeah, it looks like he's missing an eye in that picture.
What about the one and only Rick Grimes? Now, Rick isn't as bad, but I think this is the photo. If you guys watch The Walking Dead, I believe this is not long after he ripped the dude's throat out with his teeth. So, what about Rick Grimes and his current? Okay, that wasn't hard.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'd have to dash. I never really liked him.
I would smash Rick. I love I checked.
He annoyed me. He annoyed me. He annoyed me too much.
Left, I checked out of Walking Dead. So the next one is Uma Thurman.
Yes.
From Kill Bill.
Yeah, smash that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Uma Thurman's doing pretty well now,
especially in that trailer that she's in.
there's always one. There's always a couple of these that are absolutely horrible. So just keep that in mind. So the next one is from the movie Prince of Darkness, and I imagine this scene in my head. I apologize now. This is the next smash or dash. I don't think her teeth are doing her any favor because of how bad her teeth look. But
pass.
Yeah.
Then the next is Ash from Evil Dead, but I don't think that's his blood. I think that blood was sprayed on his face by a demon in Evil Dead. So I don't think that's his blood from this current image.
I mean, I would need to, I don't know what he looks like enough I'm going to pass. I don't know.
Okay. Viv, what about you? Bruce Campbell is Ash from Evil Dead in this.
This is really weird, but he has like the same eyes as my ex-boyfriend, so I'd smash him.
Wow. Jesus.
And then last but not least, if any of you guys have ever seen American Horror Story, the second season featured none other than Bloody Face, which is the mask that the character wore. So we can't do the Bloody Face edition without Bloody Face.
Give me some more bearded men.
Yeah, I agree with that. Your choice selection was really shitty this time.
Quickly put my image on the screen. Hi.
Hey, I was trying to conjure something up for January, and that's what I came up with. February is easy because it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, you can do gangsters and you can do, men with wings. And then April, you can do a combination of Easter, obviously Irish people for, March, all that fun stuff. So, but
little leprechaun men.
Yeah. If it was here for the Halloween edition, I think that's the best one.
That was good.
And Michael Myers, Freddy, all those guys.
Jason.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whoever had all those tools, all those like the chains and the knives and all that shit in the background. I was like, yeah.
The Insidious demon. Yeah.
That looked like a good time.
Let's go back to that bearded men thing you were.
Yeah. we clicked off. Okay, now we're back to the part. And like normally mine's like insane, but I got my hair cut and I actually shaved like for the first time in a long time. So Brianna has a type. That's like she has so now we know which pretty much for the kids out there who she taught, all the bearded dads out there, she got a request to, do one of her kids' parents. So if you're a bearded father out there, make sure you're not bleeding and make sure you have a beard. because yeah.
Wait, what other requirements? Why don't we ask her first?
Like,
Instead of
yes.
your general assumption, you might want to ask that.
What is the interview process like for something like that? Like what would you, how would you go about doing that? Like, do you just like line up like a bunch of guys and like you have 6 of them and then you just Zoom interview with each one, or you meet up with each one and you say your requirements and what you want, and when they walk in you just decide right off the bat yes or no, like just no, kind of like a speed dating thing.
I feel like I should make I mean I do get a lot of requests for like fuck a fan. So I should make like a Google form, like a test, like a make. But they also have to submit their picture.
Yeah.
And so I should do that.
You should make a test, but like it's like the hardest test anybody has ever seen in their life.
She's
But
a teacher. She knows how.
yeah, nobody knows math. I couldn't make it past consumer math. Like I never made it to algebra or anything like that. Like I can't math. Like I can sit there and calculate how much the total is going to be in a store before I get out. That's some sort of weird mutant power that I have. But when it comes to math any other way, yep, not happening. So so you taught English. What was it with the process when you were teaching? Like how did you decide I want to teach English, or were there other options, or was it always
No, I mean I was always a good reader and writer, so I felt like that was just the best option. Like I was not a science person. I did well in school, but I just wasn't passionate about science or math.
Okay. And like you're young for a teacher. Like I remember when I was in school, like all my teachers were like old and haggard. Like we had like Ingrid,
I had hot teachers. I don't know what you're talking about.
How?
Hot guy teachers and a couple of good-looking women teachers too. But I had a couple of really hot guy
I
teachers.
had 1 or 2, but most of mine, like I had a teacher who looked like Edgar Allan Poe, no bullshit. Like and I'm like, is this motherfucker gonna start quoting a Raven? Like I don't understand. And then like he was a teacher, and then his sister was a teacher, and she was old and haggard. And then we had a science teacher / horticulture teacher, and she had a twin sister. So what she would do is every class she had, she would fuck with the students and
careful how we say that.
And teach the class and see if they could figure out that it wasn't her. And God forbid, my dumbass class didn't fucking figure that shit out. And she totally didn't know anything about teaching, because she was like, I think, a cop or something like that. And we're just kind of like, yeah, we're too water brained here in Maryland to fucking figure this shit out. So
seems kind of backwards. The focus should be on like learning shit, not playing guessing games on who my teacher is today. Yeah, that's really weird.
Come on, you're talking to someone who has the Baltimore school district, okay? Baltimore school district isn't doing anything. Those kids are out there cleaning people's windshields with squeegees instead of going to school.
Well, maybe that's why.
What's the worst fight you've ever seen? Did you see any fights or anything break out?
Yeah, I've definitely seen fights. I don't know. Well, there was like sometimes, I mean, there was a kid who came in and just like punched someone in my classroom in the back of the head. Like, but there was a lot of fights like in the cafeteria, not so much in my classroom too. So not a lot.
Okay. I feel like you could have broke up any fight. Like you could have just went out in the hallway, taking your shirt off. And
oh God.
The fight would have just been over. Just
distraction.
Like, I'm telling you, if I am in like at that point, the male teachers would have just started fighting each other. Like
I used to have dreams about like I would have nightmares about going to school but like forgetting my pants, or like showing up at work with like no clothes on. And having to like find clothes in the middle of the school day. Like I would have nightmares about that. But
really?
I mean, like, and the funny thing, you teach English, you'd be like, okay, Mr. Porrini, come up and read this sentence to me. And I'd just be like, blah, 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 blah. So English was not probably the best choice.
There have been times where I've actually forgotten my pants, where I would be drunk and I would leave and I'd get in my car and I would start my car I would feel a breeze, and I'm sitting there looking around, and it's not the fact of I'm trying to figure out why should I be driving right now. I'm trying to figure out what this breeze is, and I look down and I just see my junk just
Wait,
on.
where were you leaving from?
Thank
Right.
you.
Normally,
School.
friends' houses, my house, girls' houses, just wherever. Like
So this
most,
isn't recent, right? Like your wife's not going to come and take your other eyeball out with a different
no.
rabies movie. Okay,
Trust
just
me,
checking.
this was well beyond 11 years ago because we've been together 11 going on 12 years. My crew was
Good
wild.
save.
Like
Good
we were the
save.
type that would just take our clothes off for no reason at all. And there didn't even need to be women around. We would just be like, all right, we're drunk. Let's just take our clothes off. We did a crazy school bus scavenger hunt. And one of the things there was a bar we always went to, so they knew us. And they were like, okay, on the scavenger hunt, it was run into a bar naked. And so I took my pants off, took shirt off. My friend Chris did it. And my friend Bobby did everything. And he had on this toucan underwear where his dick went into the toucan. And we just ran in, demanded a drink. They want to give us a drink, and they're like, "Guys, come on now!" And they're like, "Get out of here!" And so we ran back out to the bus. Hey, Brianna, of course, you were a teacher, so you definitely went to college for a teacher. You just don't come off of the street, walk into a school, and be like, "I'm teaching kids today." What were some of
You might be
your
surprised these
wild
days.
college moments that you can recall?
The wildest what?
College moments that you can recall.
Oh man.
Seems like there's so
I
many.
try to like block out so much of that.
It's the ones you can't recall were the crazy ones, right?
Right.
Oh gosh. Well, I went to Mizzou my freshman year, which is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Mizzou. Yes, no, maybe.
Sure. Yep.
It's probably like the biggest college, or it's a university in Missouri.
Okay.
So it's like a big like party school. Gosh. I don't think I was ever, I don't know. I mean, I partied a lot, but partying to me was like, I'm live in the middle of nowhere, like a rural area. So what we do a lot is like party in like fields and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
the barn parties and shit. Those are the best
yeah,
kind.
that's
the
really
best
like
kind.
the extent of it. Just yeah, that's kind of how I grew up.
Okay, because I was going to say, have you ever recalled anybody in college taking a blow up doll and putting Crisco across a dining room table and running on the blow up doll and sliding across it, gliding across the table and going out the dining room window? Because that sounds like a college thing, but it wasn't. It was just me and my idiot friends that would just do that when we would get drunk. And then there was a night where I got off from work and I went to my friend's house and his entire house was destroyed. It looked like someone robbed his house. I went in, I was like, guys, what the fuck happened? They drank everything in the liquor cabinet, destroyed the whole entire house. And I'm trying to figure out what happened. And I just hear, meow, meow. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And my friend Kevin goes, you don't want to know. And I walk up the steps, and my friend Bobby and my friend Chris are naked together with a power saw, tic-tac-toe on the bedroom fucking door.
Oh
They also
no.
had a little dog, and they made a doggy door in the bedroom door with it.
Yes.
And my friend Bobby, in all of his naked glory, had the power saw in his hand with the button on the saw blade turning. He's like, Ray! And he's like, give me a hug. I'm like, I am not hugging drunk ass with that power saw in your hand. And that was a Wednesday. So
chainsaw and naked. I'm definitely not hugging, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that's some of the shit we would get into. So Brianna, we have games that we play. But what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna take a quick break. We have some ads and friends that we play right here. So we're gonna take a quick break, probably be about 4 minutes or so. So you want to hop up, grab a drink, use the bathroom, something like that. Of course, everybody here on YouTube Live and of course watching on Roku and Fire TV. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back here with the Happy Hour podcast with Brianna Coppage in about 4 minutes.
4.5.
Hi, everybody. This is Anna fucking Fox, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Designs.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude, just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I did.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out to Curtain Jerker Designs. You see that? You see that beauty? That's all you, Curtain Jerker.
Hello, wrestling promoters. The Big Val Boski wants to give you a big tip. If you're looking for a graphic designer to do your next events, promotional posters, hit up Derek at Curtain Jerker Designs.
A lifelong wrestling fan, as we all are. I went through the part with the reffing, and I got to a part where I did ring announcing. I did everything there was to do. I had a match. But because I have that background, that's where I stepped in and said, hey, like, I do flyers. Let me help you guys out.
I'm Dennis with Checker Spot Brewing Company. We're located at 1421 Ridgely Street in Baltimore, right in the shadows of M&T Bank Stadium. Open 7 days a week with locally crafted beer.
Make sure you check out our friends located over at Hysteria Brewing Company. They are at 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. Make sure you pop out, say hey to Ty, and try their featured brew, Trash Panda, along with all the other crafted brews they have in hand. Once again, that's Hysteria Brewing Company, 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. See you guys there.
Mommy, where are we gonna sit?
Well, Daddy booked the rental car. Let's ask him. Hun?
It'll work.
Hey!
What did I say?
What did you say, Dad?
Let's just check Discover Cars.
Get more for your money with discovercars.com and save up to 70% on car rentals.
Hey, my little demons, what's up? It's Danica Wild from irockradio.me, and you should check out my friends at the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're here on YouTube Live as always. And of course, Jeff, shout out to his co-host, Jewel from the Yo Show. It is her birthday. Happy birthday, Jewel. And momentarily, we're going to get into our game segment. But first, I'm going to get into our featured beer, which was debuted on Tuesday for our bonus episode we had on Tuesday, which is by 1623 Brewing Company. It is Vaccaro's Cannoli Cowboy. Vaccaro's Cannoli Cowboy. So, of course, Vaccaro's is a big pastry shop down here and in Baltimore. Very, very famous. 1623 teamed up with them, pumped this out, and make sure you go pick some up and give it a try. And now we're going to move on to Jeff's favorite segment, which is our featured shot, which is Bacardi Gold. Of course, rum pairs well with everything. You probably shouldn't take rum raw because raw will kick your ass with rum. So traditional over the laptop pour. We're going to put this down and we're going to get into our game segment.
Face never fails.
So, Brianna, you said that you partied when you were in college. So, of course, this is the Happy Hour podcast. What are your go-tos when you like to have a beverage?
Lately I've been on like a very fruity kick. So I'm just really digging like Bahama Mamas lately. And
Nice.
everywhere I say that, they're like, what no one knows what it is, but
Wow, what?
yeah, that's what I thought.
Where are
But
you going? To the desert?
like everywhere, and I don't know, but just something fruity lately. I definitely used to drink a lot more than I do now.
Have you ever went to Mexico, like done any like the Mexico resorts or whatever and all that? I went when me and my wife got engaged, we were at a Mexican resort called Secrets, and their Bahama Mamas there were absolute fucking fire. They also
I
had
haven't. I need to go to Mexico. I think I should do that soon.
all, all inclusive, all you can drink. We don't have shit like that here. Like, come on now. Like, you go to Disney, you're dropping like 3 figures or fucking 4 figures or six, however many fucking figures. I
On
can't.
lunch.
I don't think adults should go to Disney for a vacation. Just gonna
Yeah,
say.
no.
That's weird.
No.
So yeah, you are gonna pay more for alcohol.
Yeah.
Go to like a nudist resort or something. That's way more fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Now you're talking. Honey, you hear that?
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get into our game segment. It's a series of games we play with all the guests that we have. So Brianna, the first one is called Extreme Personal Questions. So it
Oh,
has
great.
it has two random questions on the card, question A and question B, but you don't know which question you get until you select A or B.
Okay.
Which one do you want? And what letter do you like more, A or B?
B.
All right, so B.
Notice the teacher pitched
Careless-
B over A. Sorry.
What is the most careless thing that you've ever done in the bedroom?
Careless?
Yes.
Like meaning
Like you
Like-
don't give a fuck, or like what does careless mean?
I'm guessing. I see. I look at it as maybe like a sexual thing. Like, what's the most careless thing?
Like, I know I'm gonna get off, and I don't want you to get off. So, like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck. So, yeah, that's careless, like that kind of thing.
Like, did you sit
what do you-
there and be like, okay, look, honey, tonight I'm going to fuck you in your ass with a handgun that's loaded,
That just
and
sounds
we're gonna
dangerous.
see what happens. I'm guessing something along that line.
That's a
Or like, I don't know. I feel like careless when it comes to women is like, yeah, come at me. No, I'm not on birth control. No, I don't. You're not using a condom. I feel like that's pretty careless. So I don't know. Like, what else would constitute as careless other than dangerous?
right.
I once had a knife. I once had a rabies needle, and I decided to plunge it into my man's eye as he was ejaculating. Didn't work out well.
Wait, is question A? I don't know how to answer that one.
Okay, so question A. What happened the last time you told off a group of people?
Oh. I resigned from my job. I don't know.
So I guess when you resigned, how did that go? Like it's to tell off a group of people. So were you like, fuck you, motherfuckers, you're ugly. Fuck you, you motherfuckers. I'm gonna go millions and you're still gonna get paid nothing. Fuck you.
I wish it went like that. I was actually like very like I was just emotionally like upset, and I wasn't like in the place where I am now where like I'm okay with everything that's transpired. So I mean I essentially just was like, let me leave in peace, like because I didn't know like what was happening, like what are they were doing an investigation, and I'm like, what are you investigating me for? So it was stupid, but
they're just like, get the witch. We need to take her back on the grass.
It would have been great if you would have been like, see that ass in that picture? It's walking out the door. And you just...
yeah. Watch his ass as it goes by, and it's going to be $10.99 a month to see it again.
Yeah, see that ass? Next time you'll be paying to see it. Damn it. Let's go back again and try to do the refire thing.
So the next game is Never Have I Ever, with just 3 random cards drawn out of the deck. If you've done it, raise your hand or take a drink. If you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, we won't hate you for it. So the first card is Never have I ever agreed to a new sex position and hurt myself in the process.
For sure.
There was okay, I'll talk about it. So I had one of my exes wanted to like put me like I'll do a handstand and they were gonna stand over me. So like my legs are up in the air.
Like a pile driver, I guess.
I guess, but my back hurts so bad because I was like arching. I don't know. I felt like it was gonna break, and so it didn't work.
Oh, Viv, what about you?
I mean, there's probably just too many times to even fucking count. There's been so many. Yeah, I don't know. Like as yeah, I think like there was the one that's like sticking out right off the top right now is like having kind of like not a handstand or a headstand, but like where your neck is like bent down, but you're on like that part of your head and neck is on the ground, and then you lift your middle section and like have it propped up against the couch, and then your legs drape back over top, so like your feet are down by your face, and then the guy faces away from you and stands over top of you behind your legs. And yes, the bottom of the couch is basically just used as like support for like your lower back and stuff. And like I don't think I was able to really move my head and neck for like a week and a half. It was, and I've done it a couple times, and it's the same outcome every time too. So I just don't think that position's really great for my neck, but it's really great for everything else.
And Jeff, of course, you also took a drink. So Jeff, would you like to explain?
Hold on 1 second. Make sure that we're not being watched right now upstairs. Okay. So I had an ex-girlfriend who used to always talk about butt stuff. I'm like, nah, it's not really my thing. So one night we're both drunk.
Butt stuff for you or for her?
Both of us, like kind of different things. So one night we both get drunk and she's like, oh, I'm going to give you this great blowjob. And she is. And, I'm drunk. She makes her way past and goes under and sticks her tongue right on up there. Well, I'm laying on the bed. I'm in shock because I did not expect that. Fell off the bed, smacked my head, and had a gigantic knot on my head, dude. And she's like, wow, I didn't know it was that disgusting. I'm like, oh, it just shocked me. And now I probably have a concussion. So.
And I did not drink, and it's either because I'm either one, lame, or two, it's from all the years of having my brain scattered being a pro wrestler that I like pain is almost like there's been so many times I've hurt myself and have literally worked through it when my wife was like, you need to go to the hospital. You're bleeding to death. And I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm fine. I'll just super glue it together and I'll be okay.
Super. Saving my bloody face for Smash or Dash.
Yes. Yes. So here's the next one. Never have I ever, I brought this term up earlier. I didn't know this card was in here. Never have I ever been speed dating. Never have I ever been speed dating. Oh, okay. Jeff went speed dating. Jeff, how did this speed dating experience work for you?
Terribly. I went in and a buddy of mine was running. He's like, dude, just do me a favor. It's a long time ago when it first got popular and I was single at the time. Like, all right, I'll go in. I went in and first two people I met were just treacherous, like stories of like aliens was the first one. And the second one was talking about my right-handed guy, and she was beautiful. And she was talking about the time she carjacked this woman, and her and her friends went to jail, and she had a girlfriend in jail. And I'm like, what the fuck?
How much did you give? Like, are they saying this in 2 minutes? Like, that's a very long story for like
3 minutes. And she's telling me this story, and I'm looking because, like I said, she had like a one-piece black catsuit on, and she was like a hot girl. And I'm just like, no, I don't care. I don't care how hot she is. And I told my buddy, no offense, I'm out. He's like, you're going to mix up the order. I'm like, I don't give a shit. 2 is all I needed. I'm out of here. Oh, my God, dude. Wow.
All right.
Awesome.
So here's
that's
last.
That's really cool. I feel like I'd be really good at speed dating. I totally try it.
You should.
I've never like tried, like when I was single, I never tried anything like that. Like I just struck out. That's just the way it was. And I was like, I don't need to go to speed dating and strike out like 12 times in a row. Like,
now everybody, like now these days, it's just like speed dating is like your Tinder. You're like
Yeah, true.
Yes
Like,
or no, yes or no.
and then if you even, what are the chances you even get like a group that's large enough together to even in person to even do that? People are so unreliable these days. You know, like you could be talking to somebody for a week or 2 weeks, and you're like, all right, this day we're gonna do this, and then it's like, nope. Like last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago or last week or whatever. I had like 8 different potential dates set up. It's like, okay, at some point in time throughout the week, I'm going to meet at least one of these. Did I meet a single one? No, not a single one.
Wow, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah,
Come on,
I know. It's
do
crazy.
better. As I always say, do better, man.
I heard it's really hard
Right.
to date. Like I literally heard that like today in age, it's really hard to date. It would just I don't know.
Well, I would get blown out because I would go into the speed date and like Viv would sit across from me and then Brianna and I'd just be
And
like,
then I just go like this and he'd be like,
yeah, I just be like, fuck.
Jeff's eyes would
And I
just
get
fall out of his head, just roll out of his.
You heard that? I'm supposed to like so Jeff's gonna fly down here to Florida and we're gonna wax his ass
Wax my ass
on a public beach.
on public.
And we're
beach.
gonna live stream it and for everybody to see. And like he's already committed. It's gonna happen.
I can't say no to Viv. I can't
He's
say
gonna
no to
get his
Viv.
asshole waxed on a beach.
He's
in
gonna
front
get
of
it waxed, and then we're gonna make his ass really cold and use it as an ice luge.
I mean, okay, you can do that part.
Last card is never have I ever been caught without. Never have I ever been caught driving without a license. Never have I ever been caught driving without a license. Jesus Christ, Jeff. Normally, I'm the one that drinks all these.
See, I mean, honestly, Ray, no offense, you don't need adult stars or OnlyFans stars. You have a jackass right here with stories. Yeah, I got caught twice driving without a license and lost my license for about 6 years. Too.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah,
Holy
6 years. And so I got this great lawyer, and he said,
Were you just like a vagrant for 6 years? Like, how do you do things without a license? Like,
I'll tell you what,
like
ladies,
if I have a car, what would I do? I'd be like 600 pounds, like trapped in my bed, and they would have to forklift me out of the house because
no, it's called Uber now. That's
Right,
what it was like back
Back-
maybe 10 years ago, maybe not, but now you just Uber that shit. It's
Back
usually cheaper
then-
than a car payment, anyways. You might as well just do that.
I'm gonna toot my own horn, and ladies, you can judge me any way you want, but I got a lot of dates where the women would pick me up and drive. I'm like, I'm never dating again. Guess I'm doomed. And like, I'll come pick you up. I'm like, God damn, this is unbelievable. Who needed a license?
Nice.
No, you wouldn't, Brianna. You wouldn't drive to my house to pick me up.
No.
Damn it.
Just like, look, I have a beard.
Got a
Look at my beard.
And I have a ridiculous collection of Funko Pops. Yeah, nobody's coming to my house.
I'll come pick you up, Jeff. I'll come get you.
And a girl, babe.
You might have to ride in the bed, but you know.
Whatever it takes.
So, Brianna, our next game is Incoherent. Have you ever heard of Incoherent?
No.
Okay, so Incoherent is one of our most popular games. Of course, in June, we will be holding our 3rd annual HHPod Rumble, in which we invite back 30 former guests who perform extremely well at this game. And it's a Royal Rumble style. I'm not sure how familiar you are with pro wrestling, but it's a Royal Rumble style elimination where you get 30 seconds and 15 seconds. And it keeps going until there's one person left standing, and I send them an actual legitimate championship belt. Jupiter Jetson is actually at the AVNs right now with the 2023 HHPod Rumble Championship that she won last June. So what it is a series of cards I'm going to show on the screen. They're going to be in drunken lingo. You need to try to sound them out and figure out what they say. One of two things is going to happen. You're going to get them like that, or your brain's going to shut down instantly. So let's get these up on the screen, and we will rock and roll with Incoherence. So let me just get that. Boom. There's that. And then we will hit these buttons because all this stuff is live, and it's fun trying to do things live. There we go. All right. So what do you think? Card.
Sub synced ink sup.
Kind of said it without saying it.
I synced ink sup. Synced ink sup.
It's like going from first to third base and adding some lust.
Freak is this saying? Synced ink sup.
I always try to say it fast, but also try to say it with a southern accent. and sometimes you hear yourself say it. Think back to your college days when you're trying to talk and you just can't get words out. You literally said it the first time.
I don't
hearing
know. I
yourself say
can't. I don't know.
All right, Viv or Jeff, do you know what this is?
I would say like, except I synced up.
You got the second part of it, which is things up.
Okay.
Jeff, nothing from you. Normally you're good at this, man.
I know this is tough. Man.
This one, I'll save this one for the Rumble. This one is spicing things up. Spicing things up, which Brianna kind of said it when she pronounced
I
it.
would not have seen that. That's okay.
So
the U is what throws it off.
Yeah.
Zach Keed hits. Zach Keed hits.
Oh, I got that one.
Saggy tits.
It is saggy tits. There you go.
I didn't get
All right,
that
and
one
then
at all.
the third and final one. What do you think this one says?
Why?
One of the hints is
Blindfolding.
Yes, blindfolding. There you
Wow. Holy shit.
Good stuff. Maybe we'll have Brianna back for the HHPod Rumble.
Right? Damn.
Like seriously, like we send out like here, I'll this is and I do this a lot, and I don't care if the fans hate it or not, but this is one of the like actual belts that I've won in pro wrestling. So the guy who made this belt, I have a custom belt made up for the winner.
It's pretty cool.
That show. And I send it to them, and you can display it, do whatever the hell you want with it.
Take nudes with it.
So our final game, of course, this is our
Viv should win this year.
is Cards Against Humanity. Have you played Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
Excellent. You know what to expect from Cards Against Humanity. We get people that say no, and we're like, all right, you're in for a treat. So, of course, we can't have cards in front of you. So we do it roulette style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the face card, and then you're going to choose a random number roulette style 1 through 6 or 1 through 8 to answer that card. If you don't like it, you get 2 rebuttals to choose another card. So the first one is call the law offices of Goldstein and Goldstein because no one should have to tolerate blank in the workplace. What do you think? 1 through 6.
4.
1, 3. Okay. Call the law offices of Goldstein and Goldstein because no one should have to tolerate teenage pregnancy in the workplace.
How fitting. My God.
So, are you satisfied with teenage pregnancy? No one tolerating that in the workplace, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another card?
That one's fine.
All right. So those ones will go in for the next episode. So we do have another round. So this one actually has 2 blanks on it. So Viv, you're going to get in on this as well. Brianna, you'll choose the first. Viv, you'll choose the second. So this one is, I never truly understood blank until I encountered blank. So Brianna, 1 through 8. What do you think?
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So what do you think, Viv?
2.
2. 1, 2. All right. So I never truly understood the passage of time until I encountered Loving America. So are you guys satisfied with that, or do one or both of you want to rebuttal and choose another card?
I want a rebuttal.
All right, so you're going to rebuttal. So passage of time is out. Viv, what about you?
Can I wait to answer that until after? Should I see what
What's
her
up?
card is? So can I wait to answer that until after I see what her card is?
Nope, you have to decide now whether or not you're going to rebuttal or hold with Loving America.
I'm gonna keep my Love in America card.
You're going to keep Loving America. Okay, so
Give him
Brianna,
some
1,
attack.
2, 3,
There you go.
4, 5, 6. 1 through 6.
Or do 1.
1. Okay. I never truly understood a tribe of warrior women until I encountered Loving America.
All right.
Are you satisfied with that one, or do you want to use your last rebuttal?
We'll leave it. It's fine.
All right, we will leave that one there. So that is our the Humanity game segment. Thank you for taking part in that. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to get into one more segment, and then Brianna, we're going to let you get ready to get out of here. And that is our segment that we debuted 3 weeks ago called AI Insane, which I find random, fucked up, weird images from an AI generator, and we show them on the screen and we talk about them and try to figure out what the fuck is going on. So this one is titled The Bubblegum Man. So there's a handful of images, so bear with me. This is what AI generators have come up with for the Bubblegum Man. Let me get the Bubblegum Man ready, and then we will put the Bubblegum Man up on the screen and see what AI thinks about it. So
they're scared.
This is the first image for the Bubblegum Man. So of course he looks a little bit like, what is it that what was that stringy, like the baseball gum, like
Big League Chew.
Yeah, Big League Chew. Like this is Big League Chew, man. Like with these weird eyeballs and being led by these people, but like the rope's broken. Like literally, we're staying here with Bubblegum Man.
Is that a rope, or are they pulling each other by their dicks? That's a
I don't
worry.
know. I wonder if they're trying to unravel him.
It looks more like umbilical cords than dicks.
Well, that's creepy.
And
no, what the hell is that?
And there is this odd image of all of these men with really strange filtered faces trying to get the Bubblegum Man. Like already been chewed. I wonder if you like just
whoa. Those strange faces are in the background.
Yes, there are. Oh my god,
yeah. Like look at the bottom right, the like right above the foot. Like there's no nose, it's just giant eyes, and they're like
oh my god,
what the hell is going on?
Leatherface.
And then on the left hand side, there's like some dude's like demon person stealing a baby and someone taking a picture of it. What is this?
Mash or dash? No.
Dash the fuck away on that. Holy god damn.
Kind of looks like Spider-Man symbiote. Like I feel like if you've ever seen Spider-Man and him ripping the Venom symbiote off of himself, that's what this one looks like. And he's on a bridge. I don't know why he's on a bridge. And are these also supposed to be his hands? Like, did the AI fuck up and like these are also supposed to be his arms? And his abs are amazing, by the way. Like, I wish I could have like abs like that, but I'm fat and I like to eat. So yeah, I'm very jealous of that. So, and then there's this one.
These are creepy as fuck, man. This creeps me out more than the bloody pictures and stuff.
Like you're looking into like a soulless thing here. Like those eyes are absolutely.
You know what's really weird is like, you know, they say like when you have dreams that to figure out whether or not it's a dream or not, either like look at your feet or try to look in a mirror, like in your dream to verify whether or not it's real. And like you won't be able to see your feet and you won't be able to really see your face. Like you'll be missing your nose or something. I feel like this is all that.
Brianna, when
like
you
a nightmare. It's crazy.
You woke up and you weren't wearing clothes in your class, in your dreams. Like, could you see your feet, or were there mirrors around?
Yeah, no, I just remember like looking at my body and like knowing. I don't know.
You look down, you're like, God, I have a nice body, but why am I?
I'm gonna get people to pay attention today. What the hell is this?
I'm guessing this is the sequel to that.
These are horrendous. These are creepy. What the hell is going on? What are you looking up? Why are you making these things up? It looks
like they're in like fucking like Dutch country or something right here. Like, what's up with like the houses and shit? Like they're worshiping Gum Man right here. Like, oh my god. Okay.
What is that?
It looks like Conan O'Brien. This is like Conan O'Brien of Bubblegum.
Very weird.
And then, Jesus. Like, there's that one. Okay, so, like, these poor, I guess they're children. I don't know, but how
look
is
at their faces? Zoom in on their faces. Let's see their faces. They're all screwed up. This is so creepy.
Yeah.
Not his dick, the faces.
Yeah, it went right through his dick too.
Like there's an ear in the middle of a face, and then there's another ear, and there's no nose, and there's no face, and that one like its chin wraps around, and that one has no eyes and no nose. It's just a giant mouth. They're
How
all a
is
bunch of
this car supposed to
zombies.
get through there?
They're all zombies. Look on the left-hand side. This is the creepiest shit
Yeah,
ever.
the guy on the right on the bottom there is grabbing the other guy's ass. Look,
And
that guy's grabbing his ass.
Like, look, he doesn't even have legs. Like, oh no, look, there's a leg coming out of his ear.
There's a leg coming out of his ear.
There's a leg coming out of his ear.
Can you zoom in more?
What is this monster right here? Whoa.
Are you able to zoom in more? Is that it?
Yeah, I can. Hold on.
Like on that guy with the leg for his arm or whatever that, like, is that like a stump coming out of where his mouth should be?
Like, I think so.
Like it was like a severed limb, and that's like right there in his face.
I feel like this guy needed a limb transfer, so this guy was like, "Look, don't worry, bro, I got you."
There's a random shoe just coming out of the bubble gum too. And then the other guy, he's got like a boob on his back and a boob on his face, but like a giant hole where his like mouth is supposed to be. Man, AI is fucked up.
Yeah, this is why AI will kill all of us.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. This is horrendous. This is the scariest shit you've ever shown me.
I'm creeped out a little bit. Yeah, Bubblegum Man definitely takes a cake here. That's worse than the soup eaters. I gotta tell you.
What the fuck? What is this shit?
And then it's just like they're screaming in horror. It's like.
But they're worshiping at the same time. But like they're like stuck. Like they.
Have you guys ever gotten like gum in your hair? Like imagine gum all over your body. Like. Trying to get gum out of your hair, but you're covered in gum. I know that sounds weird because it sounds like I'm saying you're covered in cum, but you're covered in gum.
It is the Happy Hour podcast.
Yes. This. And then I just don't understand. Like I came across these, and I mean, there's a handful of these, and I was like, who the fuck typed in gum man? Like creepy. Like I don't like the. This is completely. Did you guys hear about the whole thing? Of course.
Why is there so many people in every picture? You would think that there would just be like a man that's made out of gum. Why is there always a crowd worshiping
this
one
looks
individual?
like a cocoon. Look at this. I didn't notice this before. Look at this. Look at what is this?
That's a fucking sacrifice of some sort.
It is.
That shit is.
Look, they're holding
those are like children.
Their children in the. I did not notice these people.
AI is trying to tell us that we're all
they're sending us a
we're all
message.
fucked. That's what AI is trying to tell us right now.
Okay.
We're gonna succumb to the gum man.
There's
What in the hell?
The people that are just coming out of the fucking concrete too. They don't have the bottom halves of themselves. They're just growing out of the concrete.
Oh. And then there's that one. It just goes back to normal. It's like, okay, chaos.
Well, I mean, as normal as you can get.
Chaos normal. And then back to chaos, which actually there's
a pair of panties back there.
There's condoms all over him. like, I don't like, what is that? Like, it looks like an already been chewed wall. And then like,
there's a pair of panties hanging up there too. What is that?
The whole world being taken over by this. Like, okay, so Brianna,
you zoomed on his dick.
You're talking to somebody.
You could see the outline of his dick.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you can see the balls and the dick right there. And he's got a really knobby knee.
Like, would you consider going on a date with a bubblegum person? Like, I mean,
fuck that. Oh my God. I'm so creeped out right now. There's like ball sacks hanging down. I am gonna have my nightmares.
That one's not as bad. That's
not bad.
He looks friendly.
That looks like it belongs in that museum of like bodies that's in Tampa or whatever.
Chiclet teeth, like that. All right, so that is our.
That looks like condoms at the end there. Like that looks like a tree full of like rings of condoms.
Did you guys hear? Like that's getting so insane. Did you guys hear? Of course, this weekend is the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs and the Ravens. Of course, I'm here in Baltimore. You know, everybody's talking about that. I don't care about the game myself. I'm not a big football guy, but we are watching the game because my wife is a Swiftie. She loves Taylor Swift. So we are watching the game. Did you guys hear about the AI stuff where they released deep fake nudes of her?
Oh my God, yeah.
I've searched high and low to find those.
Oh yeah.
Jeff's like, wait a minute. It's just like, wait a minute. Like, so Brianna, do you think that that's something that like in the future Like you don't need like porn or anything like that. Like someone can just sit there and just type in Brianna Coppage and her whole entire freshman class into AI, and the AI tracks down the yearbook, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's this generated image, and you're like, you sons of bitches.
I don't know.
I mean, AI already kind of does that.
Right.
Where have you been?
They had them. I gotta find them. Where
No, like you especially on Twitter, like you get like different companies that hit you up. They're like, "Hey, like this new AI program, you don't have to do anything. You just sign up with us. We monitor what you do on all these different platforms, and then we create a false you that then takes over everything that you do. So you can be completely hands off."
Yeah,
They generate like whatever kind of photo shoot pictures that you want, whatever. Like you just tell them what they want, and then like that's a thing.
I've
And
seen
Instagram is
iRobot.
full
We
of
all die.
fake
Like
AI shit.
I've seen iRobot. It doesn't work out well in the end.
No,
Like,
well, I mean, iRobot. I mean, no, I'm talking about there's like a million other AI companies out there. Like the metaverse is the next area for like where sex work is going.
Yeah.
Because all you gotta do is sit there with your VR headset on and
Well,
be like, yeah, I'm so and so. Like, oh, you wanna meet up, da 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 da, and like you're in your house and you're like this, you look like this on the TV, and like, okay, that's where it's going.
I'm glad you brought that up, Brianna. You and Viv, have either of you considered doing a VR scene? Because those are wild. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen any through a headset itself, but those are wild because I have an Oculus. And as soon as I got an Oculus, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours not playing games on my Oculus, but watching VR porn. Oh,
bro. Like,
okay.
Yeah, they're
Apparently
alarming.
people are really pissed about that. Okay.
She looks hot there.
She does that. There's some really bad ones.
Okay, well, Jeff, you can message those to me.
Absolutely. I mean,
Message them to me
like,
too, Jeff.
oh, of course. Insert here, like, wow, dude. Like, there's one like the whole team getting behind her where she's naked. Like, there's a lot of them. Not that
Well,
I've
so there you
seen
go.
them.
AI already does that. So there's the answer to
There's
your
people
question.
out there who are going to believe that that shit's real, and you can tell by the AI stuff. There's stuff that's off. Like somebody has a leg coming out of their face in the background. Like that's
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, Brianna, we're going to go ahead and let you get ready to get out of here. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Real quick before you go, where can everybody find you? You always advise, do not give out your address online.
Damn it.
That
And the pen ready and everything.
idea, because next thing you know, there's going to be bubblegum guys showing up at your house. You're going to be like, I'm going to have to chew my way out of this. But, so where can
It's just Brie Coppage on all my socials and OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Easy enough.
Easy.
Right to the point. And Brianna, before we let you go, we're going to hang out for probably a couple more minutes to fill some time for our Roku episode. Would you be able to do a plug for us real quick?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let me just pin you. And whenever you're ready, just say, hey, this is Brianna Coppage, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Hey, this is Brianna Coppage, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Brianna, thank you so much for coming on our train wreck of a podcast. I appreciate it. I embrace it. I don't take notes. I don't do any of that stuff. We throw spaghetti against the wall, or in this case, gum against the wall and see if it sticks.
It sticks.
Whatever happens. But Brianna, we'll be in touch. I like to send out merch to all my guests. I'm super backed up with it. You can ask Viv. She was on in October. I still haven't gotten anything out because it's hard when you have a guest every single week, much less more than one guest a week, to try to keep up with that. But I will be in contact. I would like to send you something as a
Thank you.
Show. So thanks again. And this will be on Fire TV and Roku tomorrow. And we will be sharing clips from the whole episode throughout the whole entire week and all that fun stuff. So,
awesome.
All right, cool. See ya.
Nice meeting you.
All right. So back to the AI stuff. Like, that's insane. Like some of those are so realistic. It is insane. And like the George Carlin thing that have you guys heard of the George Carlin thing that came out. Like they basically took all of George Carlin's work and they dumped it into an AI voice simulator thing. And someone just recreated a 1 hour George Carlin special.
Wow.
Okay. Like it kind of sounded like him. Like he was talking about like current events and everything that's going on. But his family is pissed. His estate is pissed because they're like, look, this isn't him. You guys are making money off of this, just like Taylor stuff. Like the Taylor's like, I mean, I understand that like there's been fakes and deep fakes and like all that stuff like forever, but it's also the kind of thing that, and trust me, Jeff, you know, I love you to death, but me and you go back and forth with this on Facebook all the time. Like when they showed Taylor on a game, and I saw something that actually I think the New York Times posted that the total amount of time that they showed Taylor Swift in a single football game is 45 seconds. Total amount of time.
Yeah.
But we're so like people are so consumed, I guess because she's so famous, people are so consumed by that and they're so locked on it that oh my God.
Right. I'm like, hey, I like that. Sure, we're doing that.
How did you find those? Like I tried to track some of those down earlier and I couldn't find it.
So a buddy of mine sent it to me earlier and I can't find the message for some reason, but I typed in Taylor Swift AI pictures.
But you saved those pictures to your phone, don't lie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm getting ready to AI vividly Vixen visits Pennsylvania and
vividly Vixen and the bubble gum man. Oh my God.
I swear, like it's hilarious because Viv sat through our Smash or Dash the Halloween edition, and Bubblegum Man like completely ruined Viv. Like, and I like hold on, let's see. I don't even think I finished all of the photos for that. Like, did I get through all these? So I think.
We don't need to bring them up again.
No.
You're really creep.
We need to finish the photos. Like that, there was a sequence that we did not complete. So
all right, well, while you're looking for them, I was gonna say is like you guys are talking about like AI and like how it generated a whole hour-long conversation. Like over a year ago, there was 2 guys that created like an AI version of like one of the like British prime ministers or some like higher up politician or whatever with a phone conversation with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, or
I heard
whatever the
about
fuck his name is.
Yeah.
And like it was like a
thought it was
15-minute fucking phone call and he thought that it was real and he admitted to all kinds of shit. So like this is way beyond
well, they also have like that kind of stuff calling people and frauding people as well now. Like that's the thing. Like AI are calling you and they're like, hey, this is, such and such your bank company, blah, blah, blah. This is like, and the AI like knows certain things to where it can like, it sounds like an actual person and you talk back to it and it talks back to you or whatever.
I mean, that's what Siri and like Google Home and like when you're talking to your assistant on your phone, that's all the same thing. Like this is all just all connected. It's just slowly revealing its potential because it's AI. It continues to learn. Yeah, no, it's really creepy. And every single one of those pictures was like, other than like the 2, was like a mass of like a crowd that was stuck to and like forced to worship a higher, bigger being that they were attached to it, and so that's what was
like
creepy.
That. You mean like this?
Yeah, that's creepy. Like, why are they all admiring this? Like,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, look.
Every single picture had the same meaning behind it, and that's what's creepy. It's like it's not like, oh, there's a man and he's covered in bubble gum and he's staring at a rainbow or whatever, or there's like kids and they're chewing bubble gum and like it's strung across. It's like every single picture is a crowd worshiping a larger than life being.
No, that dude's like chewing it. Yeah,
they're chewing it. This one, like this looks like someone like hit her with like some of that spray. Like,
like silly spray. Yeah, I thought that earlier too.
And then these ones, I guess the gum took their faces already. So like these are the ones that like it already harbingered these people. But
why are these always like every single one is in the middle of a street?
Yeah.
There's never one like in a home. It's always in the middle of a downtown street.
Thank God for that.
Hey, here's this one too. Like this one's having a good time. Like he
He's
hasn't
fun
been
gum.
involved yet. Like the young gum.
It's
the
a
young
mummy.
gum
It's a
is-
bubblegum mummy.
Yeah, and then there's another like Leatherface kid here. Like what is it like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
They all look like every single one of them has a screwed up nose, and like one's like an ogre over there with like a cyclops with one eye. Like none of them are like
That yeah.
Like I wonder
that
if
guy
like,
has warts. He's got bubblegum warts.
Yeah, gum warts. He looks like one of the hey, instant message guys. Hey.
Hey, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
like, can you like bite those bubblegum warts off? Like is that like
oh
come on.
like
God.
See, Vince used
I wonder what
to
they
the
taste
show.
like. Do these taste like, like I mean this one obviously probably tastes like Indian food. But
They all
I
are
mean,
more
like,
on the
do they
Indian
taste
side,
like
which is
bubble
also another
gum, or
interesting
do they
notice.
taste like, already been chewed gum? Like, how you've chewed gum. I'm bad. Like, I'll chew a piece of gum and I'll chew that bitch for like 5 hours. Like, I'm that person.
Really?
Like
is pink bubblegum even like a thing now? Because I feel like gum has evolved so much more.
Yeah,
So
it
like
has. It
it's
really has.
white, it's a small piece, it doesn't do the stretchy thing. It's like it's good for your teeth. There's no sugar, it's in a little dentine package. It's like this big. I mean, I don't know. I haven't chewed bubblegum forever, but
I don't.
the last time I
There
did,
was-
it wasn't pink.
There
But
were so many photos of this. It was insane. Like,
see, I don't know. I feel like AI is trying to like tell us something.
have you
We
like
should do
look
a
at this
similar
one?
comparison. See if it's a bunch of people worshiping us, like a bubblegum god. This is
Have you
weird.
ever seen Ghostbusters 2? Like, I feel
Yes.
like this is what the city looked like when they used those GAC guns, like in Ghostbusters 2. This is just what it looked like after they used those. And then what I'm going to do also is real quick, if I can get it pulled into here, there was a set that I had, and it's a small set because normally I do a lot more photos. So we're going to do an extra one of AI Insane because it's really short. So let me find these real quick, and then what I will do. They're on the other hard drive, so I can't. But it was AI's version of Captain Planet. So what the characters from Captain Planet look like? It was basically Captain Planet made in the 1970s, and what the characters look like, and it was kind of awesome. Like there's a group that I follow on Facebook where I got a lot of these photos from. And Jeff, you've been here for a couple. Were you here for Women Slurping Soup?
Yes.
You were here. That one was crazy.
Yeah.
Women Slurping Soup was crazy. Were you here for Thomas the Tank when he went in?
Yes.
Yeah, and he was just running over Indian people, and like there
With
was
jelly
blood
or something
everywhere. Yeah. Like, and then there was also jelly, and we're just kind of figuring out like what the hell is happening right now. Like, what is this?
The soup ones are bizarre. I
Yes.
got one more Taylor for you. That one's pretty hot though.
Oh yeah.
Dude's like mounting her right in the middle of the field.
I mean, at least AI didn't make her look like really obese or something.
No, she looks terrific. That's
Yeah.
really her. I'm a bigger
I
fan.
don't think I'd complain if
dude,
AI came out with something like that for
Did you
me.
see her concert movie? I mean, she looked terrific during that. Like when Jess was like, "I want to go see that," I was like, "I will go see it."
I will go with you.
Yeah.
Especially when she turns her button that says "fuck me" on the back.
So what we're gonna do real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap. We're gonna do one more drunken news article. And this one is a man robs a liquor store while wearing a shower curtain. So it says the hunt is on for a man who robbed a Lincoln, Nebraska liquor store on Tuesday while wearing a hoodie, a mask, and a shower curtain over his body, according to ABC. The suspect allegedly pointed a gun at an employee and fled with an unknown amount of money. Police have recovered the shower curtain, but the thief is still at large. So he robbed the liquor store with a shower curtain. My only hope is that he did it with like one of those clear fish shower curtains. Like, you ever see that? Like, I had one of those as a kid, like just like a clear fish shower curtain. Like, so Jeff, if you were to rob a liquor store and you were to cover yourself in a shower curtain, is there any kind of shower curtain that comes to mind that you think of that you would use to rob a liquor store?
They have sharks on it.
I was just gonna say this. It'd be like an ocean scene, maybe some shark. Damn, Viv, you're fucking great. That's really hot. I love you more every time we talk. But yeah, that sounds good though. But yeah, absolutely. Like an ocean. I was gonna say an ocean scene, and a shark is even better. Bring that bad boy right up in there. And I'll bring this dude.
So like remember like my first podcast with you, Ray, and like the dick shark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one.
I see. I saw.
I posted pictures of it on Twitter, but yeah, I actually I ordered one, and then it was supposed to be like a certain amount of time before it got to me, a couple days or something.
Nice.
And then it didn't come, and I was like, all right, well, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, sorry, we're having issues with the printer.
Sometimes when it doesn't come, you just need to suck it harder.
They're like, well, we can either just cancel the order, or to compensate you, we'll send you a second one of a different color. And I'm like, all right, send me two. So I got like the pink one or whatever, and then there was a blue one too, but I don't have that one with me. But yeah.
Nice.
So the dick shark. Yeah, I was just thinking about that with the shark shower curtain while you're robbing a store over there, Jeff.
And Viv, we need to get back more. It's been kind of like a weird road lately. Of course, in November I lost my regular host Matt. He had to leave the show. Jeff has kind of filled that role a little bit, but we used to be like a 3-person show, and I like to try to keep it that way. So Viv, maybe we'll have you back more. Maybe we'll those gaps will kind of be filled a little bit by you and Jeff if you guys are willing. And then of course, if one of you guys aren't available, I can just insert in, some of our other, co-hosts that we have that we use. But yeah, as I said, like starting off, it's been a week. It's been a weird 2 weeks. Of course, our one good friend Socrates passed away. He was a great friend of myself, of blood. Of course, the Socrates tribute show will be next Saturday. So for those of you who watch the show, I traveled the road with him for close to 15 years. We're going to do a tribute show for him. It will be myself, Blood, and one of our original hosts, Mike, will be returning for the first time in about 3 years to the show, and we will be crying, we will be laughing, we will be having fun as a tribute episode to the one and only Socrates. And then, as I said, the entire adult industry was rocked yesterday when the news broke that Jessie Jane had tragically passed away. We started a little bit early. She went way out of her way for our TV show back in 2010, 2011, 2012 to make sure our content got out there and it got seen. She added it to her official website. We had a lot of fun, a lot of, amazing memories of Jessie Jane. So, of course, rest in peace to Jessie Jane. Rest in peace to Socrates. Of course, we said we will be back next Saturday with the Socrates tribute show. We will be back next Friday with our regular episode. Of course, right here on YouTube Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It is our Groundhog Day episode. Of course, you see the graphic. Our guest is on it, and we had her image superimposed of the groundhog driving the car from the movie Groundhog Day. Nikki Huntsman will be our featured guest next week right here on the show. And then, of course, the Socrates tribute show will be 12 o'clock p.m. next Saturday. So that is going to be an open Zoom. So anybody we know, close personal friends, anybody wants to come on, share memories of Socrates. We're going to be playing videos. We're going to be playing, a photo reel, all that stuff. You're going to get to see some big, burly, grown pro wrestlers cry. That's just the way stuff like that works. But yeah, that's what's coming up next week is those 2 episodes. And of course, Jeff, what do you have coming up on the Yo Show?
Thank you very much. This Tuesday, we have the amazing local artist turned big time, Rachel Bello and her man, B. Jennings. They're in this band, Hollywood Gods and Monsters, and they're starting their own band called King Cherry. So they'll be on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, we're taking Wednesday off because we're preparing, of course, for that big local concert scene. So Wednesday will be off. And again, Viv is more than great to show up on some Wednesday nights. Always makes me blush. Always announces when she makes me blush. I adore you. I love you. I think you're awesome. And Ray, man, I love doing this. This is always just such a blast, dude. It's great.
Yeah, it's great to have other passionate people in this industry, do this because you know how it is. It's hard to make it in this industry, and having good people that can come in, be reliable, but also have a great time and deal with me because I am a character. I am one hell of a character. So, this episode, like I don't know, sometimes like it's really to the extreme, sometimes it's not. I feel like it was kind of in the in between. A lot of times I'm just kind of like, that wasn't that great. And I sit there and I watch back and I was like, that was great.
Gunman really.
Yeah, I did that with pro wrestling all the time. I would sit there and look back at matches and be like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And Viv, what do you have anything coming up? What's going on with you?
Yeah, this has just been like it's been a crazy, like really fast-paced, balls to the walls, like day-to-day thing. My grandma's in the hospital right now.
Oh no.
And she's been there for over a week and a half, and it's been really touch and go. So my family's been taking shifts at the hospital. So like in between like work and then driving around and then the online work and all of and now I'm gonna have to do hospital shifts too, and then it's like it's just been crazy. So oh yeah, and then I had like a big breakup with my boyfriend and all of that. So yeah, everything all just it's crazy. But as
You
far
suck, bro.
as
You suck, bro.
he's gonna regret it. I mean, if he doesn't already, and he will. So whatever. And I'm not saying that facetiously or vindictively at all. I'm just saying he had potential to be a really awesome person, and he made the wrong choices. So consequences suck. So you just gotta, just do the right thing all the time. But as far as big things that are coming up, I was a couple months ago, I randomly applied to be like the next cover girl of Inked magazine.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
yeah, like to go in the running, like it's a contest that they
Yeah.
do. And then your fans vote for you on a daily basis, like week by week, and then you work your way up through the ranks. And so I was like, well, what the hell, why not? So I applied for it and whatever. And like it was like 2 months later, and I got an email saying, we just want to let you know that you've made it into the final round of our potential contestants that we're going to choose.
Right.
And I'm like, holy shit, like, really? Like, I made it to the final round? I'm like, oh, okay.
That's a tough competition too. I know a lot of people that got into that. It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, and then it was about 3 weeks later, which was last week, and I got a text message and an email saying, congratulations, you made it to the contestant rounds. So I'm officially in the running to be the next inked cover girl model, which is just like I just got goosebumps. That's just mind blowing. But then you also win $25,000 and a cruise to the Bahamas where you do your photo shoot, and you get a free tattoo by Ryan Ashley, which
Jesus
is
Christ.
super hot too. So I'm like,
have you
shit.
thought about what you would probably get if you like what tattoo you would get?
Oh yeah, I
My
have
face.
yeah. So all of my tattoos that I have, I've drawn them out myself, and then like walked into a tattoo parlor and been like, "This is what I want. Can you do this?" And like, this is kind of the style that I'm thinking of, or whatever. So yeah, I have a million of them. I do like I'm an artist in my free time, which I haven't had very much the past couple months.
Let me
But
me pose a good face because I know you want a tattoo of my face. So
I knew you were gonna go there.
I go back on February 9th to have more of my back done. Like I don't know if I told you, but I have like my entire back is Friday the 13th. So it's like from neck to like waist.
It's a good thing you're not a woman when you go doggy style and you got fucking Friday the 13th staring up at you. That would be weird.
It's funny because we took a vacation back in August at Deep Creek Lake here in Maryland, and every time I would like pop up from the water in the lake, my wife, her cousin's husband, would say, "Hey, that is freaky that you just keep on seeing Jason pop up from the water because of all the Jasons that are on my back or whatever and all that stuff." I'm like, well, he's at home. So
Can you flash us really quick?
What's up?
Just turn around and flash us really quick so we can see.
Oh, with the tattoo or whatever? Here,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to do the front side, you could do that too. All right. Well, you gotta bend down. Yep, bend down more. There you go.
There, wow.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. Can you imagine if you were a woman and like you're like, yeah, let me hit it from the back, and then you get all these like fucking faces staring at you.
And for the ladies at home, Ray is wearing gray sweatpants. Congratulations.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. I was like, oh, I can see that dick outline right there.
I got black sweatpants on.
Like it's hard because I tried to do that without bump because I have my ottoman here and I have the tripod on the ottoman from how it works for the webcam that's there. And I was like, let me do this without bumping the ottoman so the camera just doesn't go. You just see it fall, and then you see the shit that is like here it looks nice. But the shit that's over here, that's the way it always works. Because I do eBay sales and my wife hates it. So I always just have items that I need to list that are just sitting around that I need to put on totes and list on eBay and all that shit. So I always hear shit for that. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and conclude here on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, you're going to see Jeff again in the future. We would definitely love to see Viv again in the future.
Absolutely.
And of course, people that we vibe with, I like to have people when I vibe with really good on the show because we feed off of everybody's energy and connection and all that stuff. So, and I would like to kind of lock down more of a solid crew of these are the people you're going to see. So, Jeff has kind of filled that role a little bit. I know he has his show and, all the stuff that he's doing. One thing too is that I'm trying to get another fully fermented local access. Make sure you go over and check out the Yo Show and buy some of their merchandise. Damn it. Buy some Happy Hour podcast merchandise.
Send me some and I will fucking wear that shit all day for you guys. Just saying.
When I get paid,
I'll take nudes in it just for you.
Yeah.
And then you can do what you want with it.
Yo Show panties, and then just boom.
There's like a little tube top. Little tube top. Works really good.
We have in our merch store, we have crop hoodies. Those are cool.
Oh, that's pretty banging. I like that.
Crop hoodies. Like, yeah. So you're in Florida, so I'm not sure if you have a use for a hoodie. Go ahead.
I wear hoodies to sleep in. I want to feel like I don't want my arms to get cold. Yeah. So then I just snuggle and it kind of feel like if you wear a really thick hoodie and it kind of feels like you're being snuggled even if you're not. I don't know.
The coolest thing about Viv is you're hot, you're sexy, you do all your videos, etc. But you got a little bit of nerd in you, and I love it.
I'm super nerdy. Yeah,
I love that. I love the nerdy. I'm the biggest freaking nerd. I'm not even gonna try lying about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had to conquer DaVinci Resolve on video editing. If you ever try to make do video edits, go download DaVinci Resolve and you got to be extra nerdy for that shit. I'm YouTubing how to do how do I do the blur removal? How do I do this? I was like, oh my god! And it's I learn every video that I ever edit. It's I learn something new. Or knew how to do it, and it has taken me months. It's probably the most complicated thing
when it comes to that kind of stuff. No, but I taught myself how to do all the podcast stuff, all the video editing, all the audio editing, all that stuff. I learned like that. It's insane. Wow. I just mess around with it and just fuck with it until I get it right, and I'm like, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, YouTube University really is if you can verify that the sources you're watching are actually decent, it really is very helpful. I mean, I've dismantled the whole motor inside a jet ski and put it all back together again, a couple of times actually. I've rebuilt my motor in my one jet ski, and basically the whole entire thing.
There's literally
Yeah, I prefer hands-on stuff, but so the technical stuff is really hard for me to grasp and then hold on to. But once I learn something and I've done it properly, I'll never forget it. So it's each step, it might take fucking 60 hours to do the first video, but the second video it might take 50. The fifth video it might take 20. Each and as far as tech goes, I'm not tech savvy, so it's very difficult. But I am nerdy as fuck, but I prefer literature. I love reading books. I'm a big nerd when it comes to
my wife is a
books.
reader. I think she read I think it was 80 some books this year or something like that.
When Harry Potter, when Harry Potter was coming out, in book form, because there was no such thing as Kindle at the time, right? I was in high school. I had my boyfriend and my high school boyfriend. I had prepaid for the book to come out through Books A Million, right? Which was the store back then. And then
they're still out actually. They still have stores around. We have some up our way.
Maybe not where I live, anyways. But
because they're titled BAM now, BAM, just BAM.
All right. Well, I went. I had pre-ordered the book maybe like 8 months in advance or something like that, and then I had my boyfriend from high school I was in high school at the time, and he drove me to the store so I could wait in line at midnight, or before midnight. I could wait in line. I think we waited in line, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours to get into the Books A Million store to pick up my reserved copy. And I had him drive me because I wanted to start reading it the second that I had it in my hand, so I could start reading it on the way home.
Wow.
And then I read, and that book was, it was one of the bigger ones. I think it was like the second last one, or like the first part of the last one, or something like that. And it was like, what, 1,500 pages. And I read that. I just read it 14 hours straight.
I'm lucky I can make it through a paragraph.
Magazines fuck me up.
What we're going to do real quick before we get out of here, I am working on our next local access, our local feature, which of course, the last one we did was Exotica back in November. I am talking to my friend Vincent Painter, who used to play in the NFL. He was on the Broncos, the Falcons, and the Redskins. He now owns Chesapeake Apothecary here in Maryland. So we're going to be going over to his dispensary. That will not benefit me as much. However, I did see Matt today in Royal Farms, and I told him about it. And Matt was like, bro, I don't care. I'm coming back to the show for that because Matt likes the weed. So make sure you look out for that. We will be doing
I've heard of it
in February. And, Jeff, if you want to tag along and come hang out, feel free. So, but we'll be in contact. We'll probably hit up your buddy Brent and have him come out, take photos and all that stuff. So, but we're going to wrap up here on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, thank you to Jeff. Thank you to Viv. We will see you guys next weekend. Of course, we will be back on the 2nd with Nikki Huntsman, and then 3rd will be Socrates tribute episode. Thank you for joining us on the Happy Hour podcast, and happy birthday to Jewel.
Happy birthday, Jewel.
Happy birthday, Jewel. Aw, look at that handmade sign.
So we will go ahead and conclude right here on YouTube Live, and we will see you guys next week. All right, so there's that.